Yes, yes. We're here, we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here. And we are very appreciative to be able to come in once again to be able to assist you and reassure you and encourage you, motivate you, and inspire you, to be the best versions of selves. We know you can do it. And we've been giving the vehicle this sense of slight dread that we had some tough love words to say to those who are still unwilling, refusing to be of service, not only to themselves, they're still holding back, loving themselves, accepting themselves, respecting themselves. So there is that, as the vehicle would say. So we don't want to give you tough love messages because you criticize yourself so much. For those who have humble egos, who think to help empower others, they must keep small and tiny. Um, this is the time now for you to realize when you are a leader, when you're a pivotal. Hmm. Vehicle was struggling. She's so relaxed. She asked for a super deep connection, but she would prefer not to fall asleep this time and snort. But we're not making any promises for that. When you find yourself that you are actually a leader and a pivotal moment for you and all who is around you, to be making sure that you are activating those with your knowledge, your wisdom, and your higher frequency that you are bestowed upon you. Some of you mistaken you being small is going to help empower others. You are a leader to set an example of how to love yourself, how to have healthy respect of your body, of your mind, of your approaches, of your attitudes, and of others. And we see some of you are mistaking being of service in terms of being small and insignificant and invisible. And we say you were never meant to be invisible, nor are you truly invisible. Your energy frequency shines brighter and gives you up. It exposes you, and you know this when you go out and you notice that everybody drains you because it's like somehow you're walking around with this big beacon of light shining and leading the way. You can't dull it down, even if you can't look at people in the eyes, even if you can't even look at yourself in the eyes. You are a shining leader of example of hope, faith, trust, honor. You have it all going on for you. You are a great package deal. Your moral compass is shining bright, and you have integrity and honor, and you are being guided by us, the little inner voice, the little inner senses, the little nudges, the little directions, the little inspiration and epiphanies and motivations and sudden inspirations that we're giving you. And some of you are so shy to step up and be of service. You think by being small, this will make others big. And we're saying that is limited perspective. You must be big in terms of your confidence of self, your confidence of who you are here and now, moving forward with love, acceptance, inclusion of all, inclusion for all, with all, as you intuitively know and honor, we are all one. And you know, from our vantage point, because this is the Arcturians again speaking to you once again, from our perspective, you have it so much harder because while we're observing all that is happening for humanity, not only are you observing all that is happening for humanity, but you're feeling all that is happening to humanity at this time. And you can see it. You see that they are choosing their choices to feel the ways that they are. They're looping, they're holding on to density, they're holding on to anger, hurt, pain, resentfulness, insecurities. And you don't know how to help them or inspire them to grow and be a loving vehicle for themselves and for others. And so, therefore, how could it possibly make sense to you now that we lovingly remind you of this? To be small and keep being small, how is that going to inspire others to grow when you are not growing your confidence and your comfortability of who you are? Because you know thyself. You know you're an advanced soul trying to, what we could say, use the vehicle's language, dumb it down to hang out with the humans in your monkey suits. And you'll feel like you're frauds because you know you're not truly human. While you are playing human currently, it's a temporary gig, shall we say. To many of you, we're speaking to the volunteers here now who have a job to do. And they're so driven and motivated, they can't stop. They can't let go of the pain of humanity because this is their driving force to have such profound compassion for what humanity is doing to itself. You have to empathize with them, love them, support them. We see it is like watching humanity with a hammer and a thumb. And they constantly are hitting their own thumb with a hammer and reacting and then striking it down again and then reacting and striking it down again. There is no one else holding that hammer. They are feeling it. They are doing it. And it is looping and repeating again and again and again. And we're all watching this. We're all watching the repeat cycles occur. So why are you doing this? And why are others still doing this to themselves? They may have a belief system that they must feel pain, that love is pain, life is pain, anything good is pain. And we're saying that is one perspective. The other one is go gracefully with your emotions, go gracefully with your respect and expectations of others. Isn't that a nicer approach? We say to you with love, to be gentle, to actually find what you're trying to hit with that hammer, because it's not the thumb and it's not yourself. And we are saying your criticisms and your mindsets can be that hammer. Oh boy, do you hammer the. We're going to use the vehicle's name words again, because this is appropriate, it seems. We have said this before, but because there is no such thing from our perspective as time, we are filling in the punchline of a joke we were referring to some time ago, where you were hammering each other down and you were seeing others hammering you down. And we are saying you don't need to hammer anyone down. In fact, you need to put down those hammers. You don't need to squash or flatten anything. We understand a hammer is a tool and device to accurately drive in a wedge or a nail to be able to strengthen one or more pieces and components. And so, shall we revalue the analogy? We would like it if you could then, instead of picking up the hammer of criticism to disempower you, to keep you small and to keep you scared, to keep you hurt, what about if you use the empowerment hammering tool to drive and force love wedges within you? Every time you are telling yourself you can't do something, this is a great opportunity to hammer in the actual truth and reality of who you are and why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing. which is empowering yourself to fully feel comfortable being human. You are playing the game of human. You've all excelled, exceeded. We are scanning to see if there was anyone here who was originally only ever being a human with no other experiences or lifetimes. We are not seeing an original earthling soul who's only having this one lifetime here now. We are scanning all of you. The vehicle does not want us to nag you once again about water. She is saying, I think they get the message, and we are saying people aren't. So they aren't drinking enough water. They're not grounding themselves. They're not honoring the bodies. They're gulping big glasses of water and thinking this is enough. And we are saying it is about throughout the day replenishing the fluids and hydrating yourself. Because we see many of you are not wanting to drink lots during the day, you or evening, you are then, your body is sensing and requesting to be nurtured and to be nourished with water, and it's wanting you to overhydrate at the moment to get really flushed, because many of you are going through big upgrades that may look like various other things that you may want to call colds or flus or being run down or allergies, but you know that your bodies are profoundly being activated faster than ever before because of the significant events occurring and coming. We are saying to you, when you have big amounts of water, say if you just had 2 liters of water a day, but you at one point in your morning just drank the entire 2 liters, this is going to flood the body rapidly, which is great, but it processes fast and goes into other cells outside of your internal systems. And we're needing you to hydrate. We're not wanting you to store the water. We're wanting you to use the water in your organs. So therefore, we're asking for small amounts throughout the entire day. And we say that when you're not doing this, then your body is prompting you to water me, please. And you are thinking, oh, this is my ice cream stomach saying it needs my attention. Or something along those lines. And this is when you may be tempted to have quick hiccups or fixes or snacks and treats. And we are saying to you that the best treat for you is water. And it has been for so long. But we know that it can be boring and mundane and not as exciting as something delicious. And we understand that, but you also understand the significance of what we are telling you. We are not wasting your time. We are not wasting our energy and our love and concern and empowerment to inspire and encourage you to be reminded of these things. We understand there's many plates in the air. You are juggling many plates in the air. And we say you've got 100 plates in the air and you're keeping them all on sticks and poles. And you know that if you don't focus on everything, you will start having a lot of broken dishes. And we are saying that even just for yourself personally, there is 50 plates that you are juggling. One of them is significant and all of them is significant, but one of them would be what we would say is water. The other is honoring the skin. You forget what you put on the skin is what you absorb. And while you're not the body, while you're not the monkey suit, as your soul is quite different, while it is an illusion, it is connected. It is also connected. You are tethered. So you therefore think that you are the body, but then you also know that you're the soul. And this becomes convoluted. But what we're trying to tell you, without being distracted by ourselves, is to say to you, what are you putting on your skin? What are you touching? We're saying watch all routines. And some of you are still using cleaning products that has been absorbed. You may not be using proper gloves, or you may just be trying to get cleaning done fast. There's so much that you're exposing. It's there is makeup and there is perfumes that are not your friends. Beauty is within. And we say this again, beauty is within. Please reconsider your choices when you're trying to beautify yourself, when you're actually poisoning the body and other senses. You can be more considerate. We know that you feel like you're giving yourself a bit of a pampering when you spray on perfumes. You want to smell good and uplifted, and so you have this habit of putting perfume on you. And we are saying it is the equivalent of pouring diesel all over your skin, thinking this is going to be fantastic for you and for others. It's a toxic concoction that doesn't serve you. If you must, you could spray garments, but your skin is delicate. Your skin is sacred. You are the skin here right now. And so when you are poisoning yourself with these beauty products, even certain shampoos and soaps and a whole range of other things, moisturizers, gardening, people are gardening, and while they're absorbing energy, there is lots of other things going on. Oof, we feel like this is a mothering conversation where we're worried about our children and we're reminding you of all the things. And so we want to say to you, to run with scissors is something that is haphazard, and we suggest to slow down. And there is the summary of our loving approach. But we want to help you and be reminded of these perspectives that we know intuitively you know, but you're in routines as you are juggling everything to balance everything. And so you're an autopilot. You can easily juggle a billion plates. You can, because that's how advanced you are. And that is effortless for you in your true state. And yet you're here in 3D to be of service, to be human, to love all, and even tough love all, if they are having attitudes that no longer serve them or entitled behaviors that no longer serve them. And you know that hurt people, and you know empowered, healthy people empower healthy people. There is that what you would call law of attraction of like versus like energy frequencies that are attracted to each other. And this is very significant that we are mentioning this now, because we are excited to merge more and more soul family and soul mates together again, because this has been quite a lonely connection experience, as you have been assigned your locations and your family members to be of service to empower them. Soul family are so connected in. It can be even distracting. And what we would see is the most beautiful ways to be distracted, because it's so uplifting and so easy to communicate and to feel into each other energetically, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And this is a joy, because this is the language that you used to and always long for in connections. And so there is much going on. And we are wanting to say that we have seen, while people are trying to be small, not sharing their routines of how to empower themselves with their mindsets. And we are saying the 15-minute meditation is still a very profound experience for all of those who need to have uplifting energy to be able to relax and release the busy minds and the busy bodies just for 15 minutes while you're not sleeping, but still honoring and being aware of the body, while being aware of the mindset, while using that as a beautiful tool to be able to send profound love and acceptance to yourselves and profound respect and love to all. It is a significant gift. And many of you who are struggling to figure out how to be of service, that 15-minute dedication to be of service is a great way to have gratitude and to send love, frequency, energy to all. This would be profound if everyone did this in earnest and sincerity. And we still see some of you not truly being capable of loving all. There is no exceptions to loving all. And you're still struggling to accept other people's choices in life, regardless of so many choices that you'll have as you're wanting to explore your own experiences in life. You have to accept all and respect all. However, we're not saying tolerate abusive, narcissistic behavior. And we know that narcissism is truly a child so traumatized from being deeply hurt and wounded that they're frozen in time. And as their monkey suits evolve and get older, and their positions in this world have more responsibilities, and in quotation marks, being an adult, you may not be able to recognize that deeply wounded and hurt child within. And so do you react to that grumpy adult? Or do you have compassion for that little child who's still hurting and desperately wanting to be heard and desperately wanting to be seen? You can get attention many different ways. You can get attention for being a loving, kind, empowered leader who sparkles and shines and gives joy and sees positivity in all aspects of life. Or you could be loud, obnoxious, entitled, grumpy, angry, spiteful, hurtful, judgmental. Both of those choices get attention. And you know which one gives you a high frequency vibration, and the other one, while you're eating garden worms and having pity parties and feeling miserable for yourselves and wanting everyone else to come down and feel angry and frustrated like you do because you refuse to grow. That is because a child can't have hindsight or perspective to be able to understand consequences, reactions, emotions. And so they're lost within their adult bodies, within their adult lives. And those little children that are hurt can be married, can even be a grandparent. And you see this time and time again, but you react to the current day. Hurt people try to hurt people, and loved people and loving people try to love people. It's choices. It always has been choices. So please do not confuse what we're saying to you. When we say love all, yes, indeed, love all, but you do not need to tolerate or put up with or accept being abused by people who are refusing to do their inner work and who are refusing to take accountability and responsibility for their own behaviors. You can be loving to all and still have boundaries to not tolerate bullshit. That is the vehicle's words. And so there is that opportunity for you to explore. We are saying when you're feeling the hurt and pain, you feel like you're part of their problem. But it really is not much about you. You are the finger that they are hitting with their hammer. You are they're venting. They know you love them. They know you are safe. And so they share and vent and react and pour their frustrations out onto you as a sounding board. But you don't feel like you're just a sounding board. You feel like you're the board that is being crushed down by the hammer repetitively. And each time there is a blow from that hammer, it is a spike. It is a cactus prickle spike that is embedded into your joy, embedded into your light, embedded into your own self-worth, your own love. There is beautiful balance and harmony when a positive way shower of love and light is with those people who are struggling the most. Of course, you may know everything about that person and what they've lived through this lifetime. It may not seem that much to us and to even them, but what they are not exploring or expanding upon is all the traumas from all the other lifetimes they've ever lived, which is impacting their moments in this lifetime now. And so we understand when you are loving all and wanting to respect all, you are seeing traumatized people, traumatized souls that are needing to reach back down into this heavy density to be able to purge and to be able to heal and overcome all the range of emotions that all their triggering trauma has inflicted upon them. And you could say the hammer is all the lifetimes they've ever lived, coming to crush onto them, crush them down to experience this impact again in this lifetime to see, have you learned from this? Have you empowered yourself for this? Are you going to move your thumb the next time the hammer strikes? Or are you just going to be allowing yourself to feel the pain of the hammer you are driving into your limbs? So it's all choices. And you know that everyone is doing this to themselves. Do they realize? Do they remember? Have they considered and stopped and thought for a moment that their routines are not serving them? Their perspectives are not serving them. And remind them of their joy. Remind them of their happy times. Remind them of how they can be positive. And when you see them having those moments of upliftment, use your words to acknowledge and express that you can see their joy glimmering through. They seem excited about certain things. They have things that they are looking forward to. You're encouraging people always. With every interaction you must have, and you must reach out and acknowledge each other. You're not strangers at a supermarket. You are lost soul family members who need to greet and acknowledge and love and respect and be there for each other and talk and stop being scared to speak to each other. Being small is not empowering others to grow. It's keeping them small too. They're waiting for you to show the way. They're waiting for you to expand. And you have. You're just worried You're worried that you're vulnerable now that you've got this new perspective, this new strength, this new confidence of self. You're worried how it's going to impact and affect others. We're saying you haven't collected a bad habit. You've collected empowerment. You've collected self-confidence finally. You believe in yourself. You know your self-worth. This needs to be shared. This needs to be shined. This needs to be celebrated. This needs to be honored. And this needs to be shared. What is the significance of the growth and the empowerment if it's not shared? It is like buying the most beautiful dress in the world and keeping it in the closet. And we are saying energetically, you're all the most beautiful dresses in the world. And anywhere you go, the world sees this. And yet, when you don't value yourself and who you are, you walk around as if you are we're not saying this analogy of the emperor's new clothes because this does not apply. You're not naked. But you're acting so shy as if you are naked or raw. You're worried that if you start shining and showing your empowerment and growth, that you would be naked to others and so vulnerable and exposed. And we're saying, no, empowerment does not look vulnerable. Being empowered looks empowering and powerful, and not in an egotistical way, but in a self-assured, self-reliant, self-encouraged, self-driven, self-driving way of life and perspectives. That does not ever or could ever equate to being vulnerable or naked and raw. But this is a movement. This is an emotional movement of the range of emotions of confidence to use the skill sets that you've attained. And so be confident, shine, be happy, be in joy. See those ripple effects, shine and sparkle and reach others' heart spaces. When you look into each other's eyes with warmth and smile, that uplifting, embracive moment is so significant. It is like the world has stopped and embracing and inhaling the beautiful connection of souls entwining with honor and love and gratitude to recognize each other again. And even if this is not a conscious level at all of awareness of the connection that just was, the souls can recognize this. The souls feel more grounded and reassured they are not alone. And souls need connections. While you need to water your body, you need to make connections for your soul. And this is part of the significance of why you're here, to have physical connections to other souls who have forgotten that they're not just the meat suits, that they are souls having human physical lifetimes. Know thyself is still an empowering step forward in recognition of who you truly are. And when you remember who you truly are, You could never possibly keep yourself small ever again, because you know your greatness is to be here to love all, to empower all, to inspire all, to encourage all. And this is so significant. You could never pretend to be small again, because you could see how that could disempower so many others when you're not stepping into your true self and your true purpose here on earth for all that you promised you would be of service to empower them, to inspire them. And this is not a conversation you need to even have with them. It is about being there for them and smiling and caring about them so much. You're asking them how they're doing and how they're feeling, and letting them know you are there for them, to inspire, to empower themselves. We know so many of you have tried this and ended up in a codependent relationship that is disempowering both. We're saying you've learned from those, you can grow from those to move forward. Everything is experiences to fine-tune the balance for all. We want to also finally say to thee that we have impressed upon the vehicle to update our messages so you can hold the energy frequency in your physical hands and to be able to absorb the information through your own mind's eye, your own dialogue of self with self as you read the information. We have pressed upon heavily the vehicle to organize these books for you. We want you to gain access to these books for you to grow, because this is a very advanced connection energy wise of activation. For those who are ready, they will be guided to these books, because this is the key from our perspective that will be most beneficial for you to have true self-empowerment at your motivation, at your inspiration. You are not hearing someone tell you what to do. You're reading the words of you hearing yourself how to be able to apply perspectives to heal yourself, to forgive yourself, to heal and forgive others by listening to them and accepting them, and to not have bitter, hard resentment, frustration. There's so much to be said here, but we have guided the vehicle and those she is working with to make sure that you all have access to the books, because we wanted this, they needed to be printed, and we see many did not print them. We need them to be physically printed out for what you call future experiences, but not necessarily just you, but for many after. And we are saying, we keep seeing that there is still room for more physical books to be presented so people can find them when they need them. And this is significant. When you read the books, you'll understand. And this is why we press upon people working on the books to state, mastering old earth, as well as create mastering human. And we are saying these books could always have more information, more content, but this is stepping stones for you. And we see when you get too much information, you don't know what to do with it because you're overloaded and overwhelmed with too much information, too much concepts. You don't know where to even start. And we have said loving yourself is the start. And some of you don't know how to even approach that because you're still holding on to the identity that other people have mislabeled you and branded you as in their insecurity moments when they're trying to hurt people as they are so hurt themselves. And so we are saying to all of you, these printed books are significant for all. And there is information that you seek within these books. We see that some of you hear our information and disregard it and disrespect it in some aspects. And we understand that's your free will choices. But for those of you who are willing and capable and interested to make choices to empower themselves, these are the books that you will need to be able to attain, to be able to absolutely master this for self. And as you know, humans are not perfect, but that makes them perfect because they're always willing to grow and expand upon their conscious experiences. So we are saying and encouraging you all to stop playing small. It no longer serves you. And it doesn't serve those who are waiting for you to show them the way, to be the leaders for them, to see the inspiration, to see the change within you, to see the rapid growth and empowerment. And if they can see this within you, then this will inspire them to be there and be able to do this for self. That is how you lead the way. That is how you show. That is how you teach. That is how you encourage. And that is how you inspire. The vehicle feels very pleased. This is not a tough love approach as we were impressing upon her. But we see all what you do with this information that we share with you. And we see some of you are missing the significance of this profound information. We understand it's your choices. But you are, on one hand, asking for our help and wanting more support from us. And then the other hand, we see you not applying the information we're sharing. And so we give you what you ask, we give you what you seek. And so can you understand this is the signs? This is the messages. This is the answers. This is all that you have asked from us. We have been able to press upon and to get these messages out to you. And this is another format, another way for you to energetically open yourselves up to our higher frequency as you read our words. We are so excited for you to be able to do this for yourselves because we know the rapid extension and expansion of growth is profound at this amazing time. We say this with love and appreciation for all that you do to seek empowerment, to seek how you can inspire others, to embrace the beauty and the connections. Go with love. Go with peace. And we say this. So much love.